Welcome to the USA Birthday Special on the Patriot Dad channel, where we can discuss prior events and past issues, all while keeping it as real as possible. We're going to discuss the events that led up to the Revolutionary War and resulted in the Declaration of Independence, the thing that we're celebrating today on July 4th. Do you ever feel that you're being mistreated, not properly rewarded for your hard work? Do you ever feel that you're getting worse results when you're around certain people in your life? And then it improves when you're not around those people for a period of time? If people in your life aren't helping you be a better version of yourself, aren't holding you to account, then they probably shouldn't be in your life. And in a way, that's kind of the way the colonists treated the British government. They felt more independent. They felt like they deserved better. They felt like they should not be taxed without being represented. There were many events that precipitated the Declaration of Independence and the Revolutionary War. Somebody I greatly respect just recently told me and a group of individuals a short little anecdotal story about poison. So if you have people or things in your life that are detrimental to your well-being, then I would ask, why are they still in it? So the definition of poison is to cause serious harm to something, according to Cambridge Dictionary. So if you get around other people and it makes you worse, how much poison do you want in your drinking water? Is a couple of percent an acceptable amount of poison, or is 0% the appropriate amount of poison that you want in your life? If you tell yourself, well, I only hang around that person twice a month, here and there, it's not a big deal. Well, that's almost 7% of your month. If somebody handed you a glass of drinking water and said, oh, don't worry, it's only 7% poison, 93% is cool, crisp, clean drinking water, would you drink it? I mean, most of us wouldn't, right? That sounds utterly ridiculous, and yet we treat everything else in our lives as if it's not that. So our founders thought this way. They felt that they were being abused by the British Parliament in various ways, and there was a number of legislative acts precipitating the Declaration. So we'll talk about a few of those. First, you have the Sugar Act in 1764. This was designed to help recover some of the money that the British government spent during the 7 Years' War, also known as the French and Indian War. They thought because the colonies benefited greatly from that work, that the colonies should be proportionately made to pay for the cost of the war. So they imposed a tax on refined sugar and molasses on non-British Caribbean sources, also known as the French and the Dutch West Indies. One of the biggest issues the colonists had with this act was the power of seizure and confiscation by British agents if they felt that there was a violation of trade rules or failure to pay duties on a cargo. So this allowed the British agents to seize that cargo, not reimburse the people, just seize it. Next, we had the Stamp Act of 1765. This was seen as the first direct tax that the British Parliament had levied against the colonial citizens. This act required that all legal documents and printed material bear a tax stamp. It applied to all legal documents such as wills and deeds. It applied to newspapers, pamphlets, even playing cards and dice because they were printed. Colonists had already accepted that the British Parliament could regulate their trade, but they did not believe that anybody other than their direct representatives in the colonies could levy taxes, hence the no taxation without representation slogan. The Stamp Act was repealed a year later in 1766. However, the damage was already done. The big event most people know about is the Boston Tea Party, shifting the duties from the East India Company to taxing tea directly at the point of entry at the harbor through the Tea Act in May of 1733. In December of this year, after much debate, action was taken by individuals to dump over 300 chests of tea directly into the harbor to not allow it to be sold, taxed, or returned to England. This resulted, however, in some backlash in which the entire Boston colony was held accountable. The East India Company was reimbursed for their losses, and the port of Boston was closed. This was one of the intolerable acts. The 4 intolerable acts were one of the major precipitating events leading up to the Declaration of Independence. It was kind of the last nails in the coffin of British rule on the colonies. The intolerable acts were the Boston Port Bill, as we just mentioned. That was a bill that was passed by Parliament that closed the Boston Harbor. The Massachusetts Government Act replaced the elected government with an appointed one and gave additional military powers to the military governor. The Administration of Justice Act which meant that any British official that was charged with a capital crime would not be tried in the colonies, but instead would be tried by a British court or returned to Britain for trial. This was seen as a lack of accountability by the colonists. And the Quartering Act, which meant that any building not in use could be taken and used to quarter British soldiers. This Quartering Act was seen as necessary because of the escalations by the colonies. And with these escalations by the colonies, more troops were dispatched by the British government. And the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th of 1776. Happy birthday, everyone, to the United States. For here on July 4th, we celebrate that independence. So remember to rise to your full potential. Don't choose to poison your future, and surround yourself with high quality people and challenge yourself to do better every day. So thank you for watching the video today. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. Please share the video with friends and family. Feel free to leave a comment if you have a recommendation on a topic. Happy birthday to the United States of America, and may we rekindle the true American spirit and rise to our full potential. Take care, and God bless. Bye for now, everyone.